Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. My name is James Phoenix, and what is this? Could it be a wrestling review? Could it be Lair of the Phoenix? Yes, it is. It's come to the attention of those of us here at the XPound that we've been neglecting our wrestling roots just a little bit. So we're going to try to get back into that with some more Lair of the Phoenix reviews of wrestling-related stuff. I, for one, will be doing a series of wrestling-related DVD reviews. 2 or 3 of them here and there. And there'll also be a series of reviews coming up where we, specifically myself, Marcus Shadow, possibly Chris the Mole, maybe the Fallen Angel, I don't know, debate some wrestling-related topics, just kind of discuss them, go back and forth. So with that said, today's review is WWE The Attitude Era. Yeah. As you can see, this copy is from my local library, where you can get lots of great DVDs and books. So, I wanted to talk about this set right here. It's a 3-disc set, and it's not bad. I like it. As you can see, very animated menus here. The initial program itself is on disc 1, and that's about an hour long, and it features things like the birth of Attitude, entrance music, DX, Austin vs. McMahon, different aspects of the Attitude Era, talking about the major events related to those things and exactly how that works. So, it's pretty cool. After that, on each of the 3 remaining discs, there are a series of matches, promos, and different events that occurred in the Attitude Era for you to watch in their general entirety. The 1-hour program itself is very well done, very well put together. It's narrated by the WWE narrator that you hear in most of the commercials, the announcer guy. And effectively he goes through a series of events relating to the Attitude Era in chronological order, starting from the earliest being the birth of Attitude, all the way up to a watershed period when the Attitude Era was kind of dying down just before the invasion. And I guess involving the invasion itself as well. Then the bulk of the DVD itself following this program is specific matches, promos, and events in their entirety that you can watch over the course of the 3 discs. In no particular order as far as I can gather. The interesting thing I found about this is while there are a lot of events that you would expect to be on such a DVD set, there are also a number that are not on there that is very surprising. That while they are highlighted in the 1-hour program, they are not highlighted specifically individually on the DVD. But other events related to those events are, and that's the weird thing. For example, certain things you would expect to be on here are on here. Austin giving the Corporation a beer bath is on here. Other great events like, say, what else is on here? The Nation of Degeneration, where DX came out dressed as the Nation of Domination. That's on here. The debut of Y2J Chris Jericho interrupting The Rock. That's on here. A lot of great hardcore matches. The first TLC match, I believe it was the first one, with the Dudleys, the Hardys, and Edge and Christian. That's on here. Mick Foley becoming the Hardcore Champion is on here. A lot of great moments of the Attitude Era that you would expect to be on such a DVD are in fact on here. But then there are other moments that, while are part of Attitude, they're not the main moments you would think. For example, Triple H taking over D-Generation X from Shawn Michaels, forming the DX Army, is on here, where he brings back X-Pac first before the New Age Outlaws have joined the group. However, the DX Army attacking WCW headquarters in a tank is not on here. The week where Mike Tyson joined DX in shock to Vince McMahon and the others, that is on here, which is certainly a good moment. The week before, where Stone Cold Steve Austin drove a Zamboni to the ring and attacked Mike Tyson, not on here. There's Hardcore Holly vs. Crash Holly for the Hardcore title is on here. Any of the more crazy, brutal, hardcore matches are not on here. I remember ones that were a lot crazier of Crash trying to defend the title than this one, but this, for some reason, they chose him versus Hardcore Holly. And I believe it's 2000, where is it? In 2000, which is one of the later matches. And there's just certain things that you would think would be on here that are not seen. Then there's certain other things that are on here that don't seem to make a whole lot of sense, like the Jug Band. There's a thing of Edge, Christian, and Kurt Angle dressing up as rednecks to make fun of the fact that they were in Tennessee. okay, that's kind of funny, but I don't see exactly how that's all that reflective of the Attitude Era. Same with the Edge's birthday party segment, where they're hanging out in the back. Stephanie's kind of feeling sick, but Kurt and Edge and Christian are kind of celebrating Edge's birthday. Cool moment, not sure why it's on the DVD. Then there are some other unique moments that you wouldn't even think about, but they do appear on the DVD. For example, the Lion's Den match, Ken Shamrock and Owen Hart. That's just a good match. That's on here. Things like, for example, things like Sable versus Mark Marrow, which is a great match proving that divas can, effectively interact with the men between the ropes. Although they don't do it much anymore, it can be done. This is where Sable went against Mark Marrow, and after he pretended like he was going to hit her with his finisher, she kicked him in the nuts and then Sable bombed him in the middle of the ring to prove that the divas are tough. You don't see that much anymore, and that's kind of sad. Also on here are things like, for example, Chris Jericho versus Eddie Guerrero, where Chyna turned on Chris Jericho and joined Latino Heat. That was always a great moment. That's on here. A lot of great stuff. Boss Man showing up at the Big Show's dad's funeral. That's on here. There are good things, but there's, like I said, those aspects of... For example, you just saw Mark Henry there. Mark Henry and Mae Young announcing that Mae Young was pregnant is on here. Mae Young giving birth to a hand. Not on here. I thought it was really weird that some of these moments weren't on here, but upon discussing it with Chris the Mole, he actually pointed out that he had seen something like this on a previous WWE DVD, specifically Undertaker's The Streak DVD, where certain Undertaker classic matches were not on there. But the reason he realized is because they were on the other Undertaker DVD that he has. And I'm thinking perhaps some moments were left off here because they're planning on releasing an Attitude Era Part 2. And they wanted to make sure they had some of the good classic moments to put on that set so that people would want to buy it. That's entirely possible. WWE has been known to release multiple volumes of various sets. For example, I own WWE WWE Ladder Match. And there's a Ladder Match Part 2 out that you can buy. So they're certainly known for releasing sequels to their DVD sets. So that might be why certain matches don't appear on this set, because they're going to release them on a second Attitude Era DVD set. That said, overall, I like the DVD set. There are a lot of great moments to relive on here. Even the moments that you don't really, that are kind of out there, that you wouldn't think it would be on there, are so fun to watch. And a lot of the great moments are in this 1 hour montage of chronological stuff going on. So you can still see a lot of it on there, which is pretty cool. Overall, I'd give this DVD definitely a B+. It's a great addition to a WWE fans collection, especially if you're a fan of the Attitude Era. You'll have a lot of great matches and promos and moments to relive with your family, friends, kids, etc. Well, depending on how PG you are about WWE. And I would say it certainly belongs in any true WWE fans collection. Thank you for joining me again. WWE Attitude is currently available on WWEshop.com. You can get it there. And please do stay tuned. I will have some more DVD-related reviews coming up. Specifically, my next DVD review will hopefully be WCW War Games. That should be a lot of fun looking at those matches. Stay tuned for more Lair of the Phoenix wrestling-related reviews, both of DVDs and discussions of wrestling topics. My name is James Phoenix. I'll see you next time here in the Lair.